would I consider this to be good news or not when it comes to Near? Now, nothing I say is financial advice. However, personally, in my perspective, I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf. I would say yes for me because very recently, it says that Near AI has joined the NVIDIA Inception program. And this is, of course, like focused on AI, right? And more specifically, there is like a privacy sort of aspect when it comes to this as well that they're focused on. Or should I say more specifically, it's kind of towards verifiable privacy preserving AI, which again, I'm a fan of what I'm seeing right here because if I take a look at NVIDIA, of course, very massive. And the thing is this, Near, as of late, it's kind of had this shift, right? Where it's beginning to kind of, sort of be more focused on AI, I suppose, as opposed to when I first believed in it. It didn't really have that narrative. Now it does. Now, when it comes to Near, I find this, again, very impressive considering how, when it comes to, let's say in the case of other projects out there, sure, they may have cool partnerships and all this type of stuff, but sometimes there's kind of no substance. But the thing is this allegedly provides advanced access to NVIDIA's GPU resources, developer tooling, and technical expertise to help Near AI power secure enterprise-grade AI systems at scale. So there's actually an intent. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just randomly for fun like that, which is what I see with a lot of other projects out there. And I can't blame them because, again, some of their projects out there, it's more so like a fun or cool or type of interesting vibe, I guess. But when it comes to something like this, I feel like there's actual substance. This is my perspective. This is why the hypothetical idea of $20, it hasn't left my mind. We'll wait and see, but it just hasn't left my mind. It's something I'm hypothetically thinking about in a make-believe scenario. Now, we're around 11 times lower than that, though, and the market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, would be around 26 billion. But that's around 50 billion less, pretty much, over that actually, than Dogecoin's all-time high market cap back in 2021. Also, that market cap right there, right? We saw Shiba Inu exceed that by around 15 billion back in 2021. So is that really something so ridiculous? If there was an altcoin season for the Near protocol? I don't know if that seems ridiculous to me. The thing is this, Near as of right now, they claim to be the blockchain for AI. Which, it's very ambiguous. It's kind of vague, right? Because, at the end of the day, because a lot of other projects out there say that. But the thing is this. When it comes to Near, what I like about it, and this is what even got me into Near in the first place, is the aspect of sharding technology. Now, some people may be thinking, who cares about that? Take a look at Zilliqa, allegedly the world's first ever sharding-based blockchain. Take a look at, something like Harmony, which has an aspect of sharding technology as well. Who cares? Well, Near, in terms of that space, arguably I would say it's one of the most popular, if not maybe the most popular in some cases. And some people may be thinking, okay, what is even sharding technology? Now, through sharding, the network is split into multiple sections known as shards. And as a result of that, the workload, it's distributed amongst these different shards, and as a result, it becomes very scalable. Granted, again, it's not like Near is the only one that's doing it, in my perspective, but you know what? If it ain't broke, why fix it? You know what I mean? If it works for the others, why not? This is my mindset. Also, when I take a look at it, I've seen, when it comes to Near, sometimes people like to say, the project is so boring, it's not really doing anything. Okay, sure, the pullback has been pretty extensive comparatively to where it was not too long ago. But really, a lot of projects are also experiencing that. Now, there's a slight recovery, totally aware of that, but, a lot of other projects out there had a pullback, so it's not like it's only Near. And the Near protocol, in my opinion, if anything, kind of improved, right? Because, if it was so bad, how would it have been able to have this, thing regarding NVIDIA that I even talked about? Or should I say that I am talking about, right? It'd be pretty difficult, to be able to join the NVIDIA Inception program. I don't think it's that easy. NVIDIA is massive. They don't need this. You know what I mean? Do you think NVIDIA needs the Near protocol? I highly doubt that. Without Near, they're already very popular. They're already doing very well. They don't need this. You know what I mean? So I feel like if a project that doesn't need something right? And I'm talking about a different make-believe scenario, not related to this. I see sometimes like a partnership with a massive project, and then they partner up with another project that's not that like famous. Sometimes I wonder why. But sometimes I feel like they realize the fundamentals in some cases. Overall, as of right now, I'm just waiting. That's pretty much about it. I'll never be able to know whether or not there's going to be an altcoin season. That's just impossible for me to know. Like, I can't control this market. Keep in mind, there's over 600 million owners within this space. Not for Near, but for this space like overall. I'm just one individual. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter what I try to do, the market is literally going to do whatever it wants to do with or without me. That's it. I know that. But if I know that, some people like to say, well, why are you staying patient? Well, the thing is, I want to stay patient because if I take a look at a historical example, let's say, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, or something like that, was I living my life? Absolutely. But was I waiting for Bitcoin? No, I was not. It did its thing without me. You know what I mean? Bitcoin just did whatever, and it was way lower back then. You know what I mean? But I was living my life anyways, but I wasn't waiting for anything. So now, sometimes I'm like, if only, maybe, hypothetically. But I can't go back in time, of course. The only thing I can do is focus on right here, right now. That's it. I cannot control the future, and I can't change the past. So what can I do? I can just work on myself right now, which is why I like to be waiting for something as opposed to not. Now, again, this is just my perspective. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But personally, I am dollar cost averaging once a month into my favorite projects, but that's it. I don't do any more than that. I don't do any less than that. And I quite literally don't have this mindset where I care too much about what it's doing at that exact point. It's just like literally dollar cost averaging once a month. That's it. Like I don't even care what's going on at that point. If I'm thinking about the long term, I'm just dollar cost averaging. You know what? That's it. Focus on the next month again. That's it. That's what I do. Now, of course, in the long term, I'd obviously care about what's going on with the charts, but just for like a momentary time, like when I'm just focused on dollar cost averaging, like that exact point, it's not gonna like bother me too much, right? I'm just like thinking about it more of a routine thing as opposed to I try to find the best moment. I'm not gonna be able to. So that's what I do. I just stay patient, hold, wait, and that's it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say when it comes to Near as of right now. But I'll be sure to make more updated videos when it comes to Near. But I just thought this one was pretty cool. When it comes to Near, it has that green logo, right? And then you take a look at NVIDIA. I also find that pretty cool. You know what I mean? NVIDIA's green in terms of the logo aspects of it, also Near. So yeah, find it pretty interesting. But at the end of the day, I find it pretty cool what Near is doing so far. But we'll wait and see what happens. But just the hypothetical idea of $20, it hasn't necessarily left my mind. But again, this is just a make-believe scenario. I'm just thinking about it in my mind. That's pretty much about it. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Mali the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.